Good morning, ladies and gents. This is Andrew with Creative Crush. I want to talk to you about Blade Runner. Blade Runner is widely considered one of the most influential science fiction films of all time, and you can really see the effects of it. Like, a lot, and I mean a lot, of science fiction, either in video games or in movies, has relied heavily on the aesthetic that was presented in the first Blade Runner. And there's an iconic speech in the film that I'll show you right here.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched C-beams glitter in the dark near the Tanhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
Man, Roy Batty's speech at the end is fantastic and moving, especially in context with the film, so be sure to watch it if you haven't. But there's a piece of it that, for me, was never a mystery, but I feel for a lot of people has been. So there's a line in Roy's speech where he says,
I watched C-beams glitter in the dark near the Tanhauser Gate.
Now for me, that never raised any flags of like, well, what is a C-beam? Or what's a Tanhauser Gate? I would always just figure that Tanhauser Gate was a bridge, and that C-beams were, you know, moonlight or sunlight, either one, glittering on the waves beneath the bridge of Tanhauser Gates. And so, like, it was never anything to me like that. It was just like, oh wow, that's such a romantic thought, a romantic feeling to watch C-beams, to watch ocean beams glittering in the dark under a bridge. You know, to just sit and think about life, because bridges represent a lot of feeling to people. They represent a connection between two worlds, and sometimes they represent the bridge between life and death for some people. And a lot of people who are considering suicide will often consider bridges. Like, that's something I learned about recently, actually, from a play called Jumpers. Fantastic play, very well done. But the story of it is about the people who jump from the Golden Gate Bridge and how they find it as this romantic release, but in reality it's this sadness that drives them there, and if only people would care about each other more and notice each other more, that it would help prevent this issue. You know, that this isn't some us versus them thing. These are real people with real experiences who choose a sad path and are lost to us. And that was kind of the feelings that I got from watching Blade Runner the first time, and even more recently, the original Blade Runner, of Roy Batty's speech, that he was at this Tanhauser Gates, this bridge, and he watched the sea, and he watched the beams glitter in the dark as he pondered on the meaning of life. But recently I looked up what other people thought it meant, because I started seeing these threads about what Tanhauser Gates were, and most people actually thought that the Tanhauser Gate was like a star bridge, you know, like a jump gate to take people across the stars kind of thing, or a place in space, like a valley or something where a battle was fought. And that's cool, I suppose, but it just didn't speak to me in the same way. And people had also started translating C-beams to be the letter C, beam, as if it's some kind of like sci-fi jargon, or maybe it's like an I-beam, but it's a C-beam and it's being installed on the Tanhauser Gate, and the glitter was actually sparks from it being welded on, which, while also cool, doesn't conjure the same emotional feeling I had whenever I heard the idea of being at a bridge and watching the ocean glisten beneath it. That's something that I wished was the direction more people have gone with it. I'm not sure what's become canon for the story now. I'll need to watch the film with subtitles to see if they write it as a C beam, as an ocean beam, or C beam as the letter C. But it's something that I don't know, I'd really hoped that there would be more of an emotional impact, more of a symbolicness, rather than an actual sci-fi bridge gate thing, you know, a Tanhauser Gate. While that's cool, it's not as cool to me. From a storytelling point of view, the symbology and the emotional impact of a bridge with the ocean beneath it and sitting and pondering life while watching the ocean glitter in the dark, to me, is more impacting than being in a starship approaching a big space portal as like sparks come off of it.